Hello and welcome to my review of Jinjer's fourth studio album, Wallflowers, released on the 27th of August, 2021. Jinjer are a Ukrainian metalcore band and currently one of the forerunners in the genre because of their brutal yet innovative and intelligent instrumentation and of course Tatiana's visceral shout. The band have come a long way since their formation in 2009 and they've not lost an ounce of that trademark composed aggression that brought them here. Wallflowers spans 11 tracks across 47 minutes and 21 seconds, making this Jinjer's longest studio album to date. 3 singles were dropped prior to the album's release, and expectations are running very high following them. So can Jinjer's latest record live up to the hype it's created surrounding it? Let's go track by track in succession to find out. Kicking this album into gear immediately, Call Me a Symbol delivers blast beats and screaming galore. The band change it up halfway through, Tatiana singing cleanly with strung out chords and Eugene's magical bass work. Unfortunately, I'm already seeing the issue that Macro was plagued with back in 2019. That is to say, the band are writing spectacular music, especially Tati's harmonising towards the end, but they could really do with some better production. To quote Crash Thompson, the snare drum sounds like someone's hitting a cardboard box. And while I'm not feeling it's quite to the level of Macro's issues, it could certainly be a little better. Colossus is next, and it's been revealed that bassist Eugene wrote the lyrics for this song, inspired by some political events of the past. It starts off well, but a welcome change comes in the form of double time before and after the second chorus. More brutal screams and drum work accompany wonderfully djenty chords and dissonance on the low end of Roman's guitar. Colossus is also the shortest song on the album, yet it feels just right in length. This is a really good song. On to Vortex, and this was the first single to be released from the album. I really love how this song opens, and aside from the drums, all the instruments sound good here. Tatiana's vocals are smooth and the whole track has a lovely flowing motion to it. When the breakdown finally comes, it's so worth the wait. Incredible guitar and bass polyphonies going side to side with raucous lows. The song switches up styles so often, and it finally ends in probably the heaviest breakdown I've ever heard from Jinjer. Honestly, go and check it out. Tati sounds insane here. Her voice is reaching levels never before heard from this band. Disclosure is groovy as hell. Jinjer almost go full-on groove metal in their writing approach for this track, and I've honestly never heard anything like it from this band. That's not to take away from the technicality and force this track provides, as it's all there. I'm really enjoying the experience here, and the constant tempo changes really make this an interesting listen. The influences of thrash and of course groove metal are very apparent, and it's an extremely enjoyable listen. On Copycat, the drums and especially the cymbals do sound a little washy, but holy hell, this chorus is absolutely ferocious. Sandwiched between thrashy verses, it just packs a huge punch with Roman's guitar harmonics. More proof that Vlad lives in polymeters is available in the short bridge, and I cannot stress enough that it is not the drum writing or playing that is the problem, it's simply the mixing and production. On the whole, this song is one of the most vicious on the record, a recommendation from me if you love the heaviness. Pals and Swine, along with being the longest song on the album, also has a pretty cool guitar introduction that I wish they had rolled with for more of the track's runtime. The production issues persist on this track, almost creating a kind of wall of sound between my two ears with the constant cymbal crashing. Another djenty breakdown solidifies this as perhaps Jinjer's heaviest and angriest record to date, contrasted with the smooth bridge. I love the chord progression after this, and little staccato accents breaking up the screams go a long way. This track definitely warrants its runtime, and yeah, it's definitely a recommendation from me. Next up is Sleep of the Righteous, and a strangely quietened introduction leads us into another groovy verse. One thing this album has no shortage of is Tati's screams, and she sounds on the top of her game. Her cleans are also crisp as ever, and both are apparent within but a minute of this song. I found myself headbanging along to this, it's just so angry and remorseless. There are too many musical switch-ups to count on the record as a whole to do justice in this review. You really need to go and listen yourself. As always, a link to the album on Spotify can be found in the description below. Here we go, Wallflower. This might just be my favourite song on the record. The final single to be released, Jinjer's versatility is shown off to the absolute max on this song. Velvety, jazzy writing intertwined with menacing chords and Tati's harmonies. The distortion enters seamlessly and the heaviness is absolutely worth the wait of 2.5 minutes. This song is mesmerizing, swaying, smooth, yet heavy, with every passing downbeat. I absolutely am in love with this single. 10 out of 10 song. Dead Hands Feel No Pain goes straight back to the technical guitar and bass work, both musicians using seemingly every fret of every string to create a demanding yet coherent sound. More groove follows, unfortunately backed by the aforementioned cardboard snare. While not being a standout track for me, it certainly has its moments, and these are mainly fronted by the guitar work. Towards the end though, Tati goes insane again and produces more low, guttural growls that would put many established singers to shame. I got jump scared by the penultimate track, As I Boil Ice, as it enters all at once. I'm loving the different rhythms here, from swinging compound to more trademark polymeters below double-tracked Slipknot-esque cleans on top of screams. Yeah, this song is yet another strong track, but by this point it's to be expected. All musicians are performing the best they ever have, and I have a lot of praise heading into the final track. Here we are then, Mediator. This song is so heavy. From Tati's opening shouts to the blast beats to the diminished chords and scales, it's just so ruthless. It's not a complete wall of sound, as of course the distortion is interspersed with signature technical cleans from both instruments and voice. And towards the end, more wonderful thrashing and blasting ensues, anger oozing out of every syllable Tati shrieks. This track is just great, definitely worthy of being a single. I wish this album hadn't ended so soon. So then, Wallflowers, Jinjer's angriest, dreamiest, and, in my opinion, best album to date. It really is a progressive masterpiece with 4 incredibly talented musicians at the helm. Of course, my one peeve about this record, the drum sound, is there, and while not quite being Saint Anger level, the production may still be slightly jarring to the near spotless instrumentation and songwriting. I'm sure Max Morton is a fantastic producer in his own right, but maybe it's time for Jinjer to diverge and find someone who really knows how to mix drums. Be that as it may, I can't overlook the terrific musicianship showed all over this release, and I had a lot of fun listening through it. As for my top 3 tracks, I'd have to go with Wallflower, Vortex, and either Disclosure or Mediator. I really can't decide. The band ramped everything up to 11 for this record, and it shows. This is one of my favourite new releases this year, and it's for that reason that Jinjer's Wallflowers gets a 9 out of 10. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to leave your personal opinion in the comment section below, and I hope to see you all in the next one.